subject that comes to mind, and that is Uncle Marvin's situation. Now, what is Uncle Marvin's situation? Right now, he's in a situation with Stefano where one of Stefano's people were killed over a situation with Unique's boy that was hiding him in the very beginning. I can't think of his name in the moment. However, why is this a situation? Well, basically, they ended up getting into it with the guy, and Unique's homeboy that was hiding him in the beginning ended up taking the guy out. Now, this was unbeknownst to Marvin until later. And then Marvin went ahead and took out one of that dude's people because he know that person has a big mouth. However, what happened was they're taking the heat for the situation, but dude went behind Marvin's back and told Stefano that they were behind the murder and that Marvin knew about it but was hiding. And so now we have a situation going on right now. If you can remember, where Stefano let some shit slide earlier in the season, but told Marvin that he wouldn't let nothing like that slide. Usually he said, once it's a mistake, 2 times you're doing the shit on purpose. And so with that being said, that good friendship they had, that good brotherhood they had, means nothing. And even though Marvin is not directly behind the situation, Marvin knew there was a chance that Stefano was not going to allow it to slip a second time, which he knew because that's how them cats in the mafia is. They even do that with their own, within their organization. If you do something messed up one time, they will let it slide. It depends on what you did. And if you did it again, it has to be years between why you did that, because eventually they're going to look at you like you're messy, you're playing around, and we're going to have to take you out. And where in Marvin's situation, he's an outside man that's on the inside, and he was working on the behalf of Stefano. It's like every time Stefano gave Marvin something to be over, it seemed like something going wrong. And so even though technically Marvin is not the blame of the situation, technically he is in their eyes. And so with that being said, when we saw Rock showing up with Lulu to Unique, that signals to me that they're going to try to team up to take down Stefano, because he is a way more dangerous adversary than them going at it with one another. And so with that being said, I think the finale is really going to end with them going at it with Stefano versus them going at it with Snap and Pop, because I think Snap and Pop's going to end up living and going on to the next season, with the truths being about what they did being revealed in season 5 of Raising Kanan. And what I mean by that is because the situation with Stefano is way more of a big situation right now than the situation with Snap and Pop. And even though Snap and Pop has done some shit behind the scenes, it ain't gonna come out no time soon. The fact that they were behind Famous's death, I don't see that coming out no time soon, because Kanan believes now that Rock did it, and Snap and Pop is pushing that in his head, only for him eventually to find out, I think next season or either at the very end of this season, that it was Snap and Pop that not only took out Famous, but took out his girl Crystal too. And this will lead into some sort of situations with them sometime in the next season. So with that being said, Marvin's in a situation right now that has led to a full-blown big situation. A lot of people believe Marvin's not going to make it out of this season. A lot of people believe Marvin is about to go. I don't want Marvin to go. I want Marvin to live. Marvin is one of the highlights of Raising Kanan, and he's definitely the fan favorite of that franchise. Don't get it twisted. People love Rock. People love Lulu and his comeback. People love Kanan. People love Juke. People love, all these wonderful characters. But at the end of the day, I think Marvin is definitely a standout. And so him going down will be like an emotional scenario for people. Personally, I think he's going to make it. I think Marvin's going to technically live or be put in a situation where he might get hit up but end up healing out of the situation. That's exactly what I think is going to happen, but I could be wrong. But that is Marvin's situation, and we're going to see how this thing play out. But I just want to say to all of you that it is your boy Bobby B's here. Just want to say much love, much respect. Hold it down. And home.